Danny Kane is part of a notorious illegal motorcycle group known as the Hells Angels. The Hells Angels, who are notorious for their involvement in illegal operations, are known for their fierce allegiance and close-knit fraternity. But what inspired him to decide to snitch on the Hells Angels? In this video, we will delve deeper into the life of Danny Kane and what happened to him. What happened to him after he snitched out his friends and who did it. So let's start with his days as an informant. Kane made contact with Staff Sergeant Jean-Pierre Levesque of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police on October 17, 1994, to express his interest in becoming an informant. On December 19, 1994, Kane took his police handlers on a guided tour of the hidden bomb factories for the Hells Angels located in various houses, apartments, and offices throughout Montreal, Sorel, and the South Shore. Due to Kane's information, which was passed on to the Montreal police, 2 weeks later the police seized 2 parked minivans that had been turned into drivable bombs that were each full of 50 sticks of dynamite. Kane was receiving $2,000 per week from the Royal Canadian Mounted Police (RCMP) by April 1995. According to Kane's investigation from August 1995, Steinert was the one who detonated the device that murdered 11-year-old Daniel Desrochers. According to Kane, Steinert stopped discussing the devices he had ordered and never again mentioned employing bombs after that day. Steinert queried some of his crew members regarding the bombing. Steinert didn't react when asked if they believed the murderer should be put to death, and instead got quite contemplative. According to Scher and Marsden, Kane was known to be an expert at making bombs and occasionally self-serving in his reports to the RCMP, raising the likelihood that he, rather than Steinert, may have detonated the bomb that murdered Desrochers. In contrast to his portrayal as a detached observer, Kane was a skilled bomb maker and at least a part of Steinert's bomb-making squad. On February 20, 1996, Kane wrote that Carol and Donald Stockford had met in Saint-Sauveur to talk about a scheme to ship cocaine from Montreal to the Golden Horseshoe. According to Kane, their intention was to capture a sizable portion of the Toronto drug market. On May 3, 1996, Kane informed his handlers that Stockford had arranged for a narcotics courier to transport 4 kilograms of hashish, around 1,000 ecstasy tablets, and 1 kilogram of cocaine from Montreal to Toronto. In a report dated November 29, 1996, Kane reported that Stockford had sent a courier carrying 300 kilograms of hashish to Hamilton. In a report dated January 1, 1997, Kane stated that Stockford had sent a different courier carrying 4 kilograms of cocaine to Oshawa. Kane was the top RCMP informant in the Hells Angels from 1994 to 1997, a period during which he committed at least 11 murders. A man named Boof, who appeared on Angel Records in the year 2000, was eventually identified as Gerald Maddox, the leader of the West End Gang, thanks to Kane's intelligence. Elias Louis Lacasse of the West End Gang was regularly transporting bags containing $500,000 in cash from the Nomad Bank on Beaubien Street to Maddox Estate, according to Kane. Before we continue, make sure you like this video and you subscribe to our channel. As a Hells Angels chauffeur, Kane spent his days driving Nomad Normand Robitaille around Montreal, while other Angels had no trouble assigning him debts. This led to reports of Kane being quite despondent in the summer of 2000. Kane was informed by one Hells Angels, Dennis Houle, that he must now pay back a $80,000 drug debt accrued while a member of the Sherbrooke chapter of the Angels. Carol, Kane's sponsor, had accrued a $400,000 drug debt that was canceled at the same moment, underscoring Kane's significance. In the summer of 2000, Kane received an invitation to the wedding of a fellow motorcyclist, and the police helped him keep his cover by giving him $1,000 to deliver as a wedding gift. A few days after the nuptials, Kane's death was discovered in his suburban Montreal home, along with a muddled suicide note that alluded to his sexuality and the difficulties of being both a biker and an informant. Kane wrote in his suicide note, "Who am I? Do I ride a bike? Am I a police officer? Am I right or wrong? Am I gay or straight? Am I afraid or loved? Am I being used or am I the one using?" In an interview, Commander André Bouchard of the Montreal Police said, "Many people claim that we killed him. Many people say that the Hells Angels killed him. And many people think he's not dead. But since my friend was his controller and the one who recognized him in his automobile, I can tell you that he is dead. The best source we had was Danny. Before he met with Montboucher, he would call the police and we would install cameras. That is how we obtained them. Bouchard proposed that Kane committed suicide because he anticipated having to testify against the Hells Angels leaders in the end, which would have revealed him as an informant. So this was the story of Danny Kane. Let us know your views on him in the comments below and subscribe to our channel.